The following is a production of the University of Minnesota, driven to discover.
Hi, this is David Arundale, your host for the Peer Assisted Learning Groups podcast. Thanks for spending some time with me today. We continue the interview series with the study group manager and the students that lead those sessions. The last episode featured Dr. Laura Jacobi, who is a faculty member and the program manager. Now we begin episodes that feature 5 of their student study group leaders. In part 2 of a 6-part series featuring the MavPASS program at Minnesota State University at Mankato, we feature an interview with Faith, who serves as a study group leader. MavPASS is their institutional name for Supplemental Instruction. Let's listen in on our conversation. Well, greetings, everyone. We get an opportunity to hear another of the study group leaders from Mankato, and her name is Faith. Welcome to the podcast. And why don't you tell just a little bit about yourself, what you're studying in college, and where do you think you're going from for employment with that?
Thank you so much for having me. I am a second-year sophomore here at Mankato, and I'm studying communication science and disorders. And then in my future, I'm hoping to pursue a career as a speech pathologist.
Well, very nice. Why did you decide to become a MavPASS study group leader?
I decided to do MavPASS because it was going to give me opportunities that I wouldn't have gotten at a big school maybe, and I wanted experience working with individuals from all different backgrounds, whether it's a student or faculty, and I think those are opportunities that you can't pass up.
Well, identify for us the college class that you are supporting, and why is it that particular course is so challenging for many students?
The course that I support is Stat 154, or Elementary Statistics. And it's challenging for a lot of my students because this is a class they might not have been exposed to in high school. Stats might not have even been offered. And then this also is a math class that is challenging to begin with. I think a lot of our students aren't ready for it yet, and it's one of their first classes that they have to take. It's challenging, but I know they can do it in the end.
Well, it's been complete madness for the past year with COVID being forced to move online for courses, interactions, and study groups like MavPASS. What are a couple of activities that you do during your sessions that seem to be really helpful to enable the students to learn the material and to become better learners themselves?
Well, one of them I would say is exam reviews. It helps them build confidence in themselves going into their exams, and then it helps them learn study tips or study habits when studying for either a math class, and then let's say they're taking physics next, those same study tips can be applied to those classes as well. And honestly, any of our courses at Mankato or any college, you can learn study tips from other students. Another one I would say is starting off with icebreakers. Those can be anything from a silly question to an actual practice problem or something to get them loose. It helps them gain confidence again throughout the session, and then it helps them learn things from other students and gets them comfortable but talking with other students as well.
Well, if we could just circle back to a word that you've mentioned twice, how big do you think the idea or the belief in yourself to have confidence is important for college success?
I think that having confidence in yourself is so important, not only as a student myself, but seeing my students gain confidence. It helps them pursue things after college. It helps them pass their classes, going into an exam, feeling confident. If you're feeling okay about the material, but your confidence is at a 10, you're going to go in feeling like you can do this, at least that you have confidence.
Well, thank you very much. That's a very deep subject. And I've noticed that a lot reading the journals of my study group leaders at where I worked at, as well as for the students. This issue of confidence is really important. I'm just going to kind of turn this and look at you now. And that is to talk about, based on your experience as a study group leader, well, how are you developing personally and professionally?
I think I'm going to bring up that confidence to begin with. Personally, I've gained so much confidence in myself. My courses as a student, I feel like my voice matters in my courses and that I'm willing to speak up and share my opinions. And then professionally, not only am I building my resume, I'm building experience with the students, with faculty, being able to communicate with people from different backgrounds, and then learning how they learn so then I can grow as a person as well.
I'd like to let you finish up our conversation. What is something that you'd like to share with the people who are listening to the podcast? There are educators, study group program managers, there's fellow study group leaders who are listening. What's something that you would just like to share with them as we finish up?
I guess one thing that I would like to share is that learning about our program and maybe implementing these tactics into your own college as well, or if you're listening from Mankato, take into account that we are students as well, but we put so much time into our job and making sure our students gain confidence. And I think that's one thing that I'm going to stress until the end, until I stop being a MavPASS leader, that confidence will take you as far as you want it to go.
Nicely said. So thank you for the conversation today.
Thank you so much for having me.